The Indian Constitution Quiz, Part 6. This section covers Articles 124 to 151. Get ready for 100 competitive exam questions. Let us begin. First question. Who appoints the Controller and Auditor General of India? Here are the options. The Prime Minister, the President, Parliament, the Chief Justice of India. The correct answer is the President. The President appoints the Controller and Auditor General by warrant under hand and seal. Question number 2. Which article grants special leave to appeal? Your options are Article 132, Article 134, Article 136, Article 137. The correct answer is Article 136. Article 136 empowers the Supreme Court to grant special leave in suitable cases. Which article deals with Controller and Auditor General audit reports? Article 148, Article 149, Article 150, Article 151. Article 151. Article 151 governs submission and legislative laying of audit reports. Here is the next question. Where is the Supreme Court's constitutional seat? Here are the options. Mumbai, New Delhi, Delhi, any state capital. The correct answer is Delhi. Article 130 states that the Supreme Court shall sit in Delhi. Next question. Who was the first Chief Justice of India? Your options are H. J. Kania, M. Patanjali Sastry, B. K. Mukherjee, S. R. Das. The correct answer is H. J. Kania. Justice Harilal J. Kisendis Kania was the first Chief Justice of India. Who appoints an acting Chief Justice of India? Parliament, the President, the outgoing Chief Justice alone, the Union Cabinet directly. The President. Article 126 authorizes the President to appoint a judge to perform the Chief Justice's duties. Who appoints a judge of the Supreme Court? The Prime Minister, the President, Parliament, the Chief Justice of India alone. The President. Article 124 provides for appointment by the President by warrant under the President's hand and seal. Next question. Which article contains the President's advisory reference power? Options. Article 137, Article 139, Article 142, Article 143. And the correct answer is Article 143. Article 143 permits presidential references to the Supreme Court. Question number 9. Which article establishes the Supreme Court of India? Choose the correct answer from these options. Article 123, Article 124, Article 129, Article 131. The correct answer is Article 124. Article 124 provides for the establishment and constitution of the Supreme Court. At what age does a Supreme Court judge retire? 60 years, 62 years, 65 years, 68 years, 65 years. Article 124 provides retirement at 65 years. Which article deals with constitutional appeals from High Court? Article 132, Article 133, Article 134, Article 136, Article 132. Article 132 concerns appeals involving a substantial question of constitutional interpretation. A Supreme Court judge resigns by writing to the Chief Justice of India, President, Prime Minister, Law Minister. President. A judge may resign by a signed writing addressed to the President. Which article contains the Supreme Court's original federal jurisdiction? Article 129, Article 131, Article 136, Article 143, Article 131. Article 131 covers specified union state and interstate disputes. Must a Supreme Court judge be a citizen of India? Yes. No. Only the Chief Justice must be. Only retired judges must be. Yes. Indian citizenship is an express constitutional qualification. Answer this next question. Which article concerns the duties and powers of the Controller and Auditor General? Your options are Article 148, Article 149, Article 150, Article 151. And the correct answer is Article 149. Article 149 leaves the detailed duties and powers to parliamentary law. Which article declares the Supreme Court a court of record? Article 126, Article 129, Article 131, Article 136, Article 129. Article 129 makes the Supreme Court a court of record. Which article empowers the Supreme Court to do complete justice? Article 140, Article 141, Article 142, Article 143, Article 142. Article 142 authorizes necessary decrees or orders for complete justice in matters pending before the court. Which article gives the Supreme Court power to review its judgments? Article 136, Article 137, Article 141, Article 142, Article 137. Article 137 expressly recognizes review jurisdiction. Question number 19. Which article makes Supreme Court law binding on all courts in India? Answer options. Article 139, Article 141, Article 142, Article 144. The correct answer is Article 141. Article 141 gives binding force to law declared by the Supreme Court. Now for the next question. Which article creates the office of the Controller and Auditor General of India? Here are the options. Article 146, Article 147, Article 148, Article 149. The answer is Article 148. Article 148 establishes the Controller and Auditor General of India. Which article requires authorities to act in aid of the Supreme Court? Article 141, Article 142, Article 144, Article 146, Article 144. Article 144 binds all civil and judicial authorities in India to act in aid of the court. How many years of High Court advocacy can qualify a person for appointment to the Supreme Court? 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, 10 years. The advocacy route requires at least 10 years before one or more High Court in succession. The Supreme Court's direct writ jurisdiction for fundamental rights principally comes from Article 32, Article 129, Article 139, Article 145, Article 32. Article 32 guarantees access to the Supreme Court for enforcement of fundamental rights. What is the present statutory maximum strength of the Supreme Court, including the Chief Justice of India? 31 judges, 32 judges, 34 judges, 36 judges, 34 judges. The Supreme Court, number of judges, Amendment Act, 2019 permits the Chief Justice and 33 other judges, totaling 34. How many years must a person have been a High Court judge to qualify for the Supreme Court under that route? 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, 5 years. Article 124 requires at least 5 years as a judge of one or more High Court in succession. Now for the next question. Article 134 mainly concerns appellate jurisdiction in options: civil matters, criminal matters, interstate disputes, presidential references. The answer is criminal matters. Article 134 specifies constitutional criminal appeals. What is the statutory term of the Controller and Auditor General? 5 years or age 62. 6 years or age 65, whichever is earlier. 7 years without age limit. Until the President's pleasure ends. 6 years or age 65, whichever is earlier. The Controller and Auditor General's DPC Act provides a 6-year term or age 65, whichever occurs first. A Supreme Court judge takes the oath before the Chief Justice of India only, the President or a person appointed by the President, the Prime Minister, the Lok Sabha Speaker, the President or a person appointed by the President. Article 124, 6, provides for the oath before the President or an authorized person. Question number 29. When may an acting Chief Justice be appointed? Here are the options. Only after retirement of every judge. When the Chief Justice's office is vacant or the Chief Justice cannot perform the duties. Only during a national emergency. Whenever Lok Sabha is dissolved. The correct answer is when the Chief Justice's office is vacant or the Chief Justice cannot perform the duties. Article 126 covers vacancy, absence and inability of the Chief Justice. The Supreme Court's review power operates subject to no rules or laws. Parliamentary law and rules made under Article 145. Approval of every High Court. A presidential reference. Parliamentary law and rules made under Article 145. Article 137 makes review subject to applicable law and court rules. What second majority is required for judicial removal? 2/3 of members present and voting. 2/3 of total membership. 1/3 of members present. A majority of state legislatures. 2/3 of members present and voting. It must also secure at least 2/3 of members present and voting in each house. Article 133 primarily concerns Supreme Court appeals in civil proceedings, criminal proceedings, election disputes only, military proceedings, civil proceedings. Article 133 contains the constitutional civil appellate route. Judicial review allows constitutional courts to examine whether legislation and executive action conform to the Constitution. Parliamentary debates were politically popular. Every administrative choice was wise. All elections used the same campaign strategy. Legislation and executive action conform to the Constitution. Judicial review tests legal and constitutional validity rather than political popularity. A Supreme Court judge may be removed for proved political disagreement, misbehavior or incapacity, administrative delay only, loss of confidence in Rajya Sabha, misbehavior or incapacity. Article 124 permits removal only for proved misbehavior or incapacity. Let us move to the next question. An Article 142 order is made in relation to. Your options are a cause or matter pending before the Supreme Court, any political issue without a case, a state budget, a parliamentary committee. The answer is a cause or matter pending before the Supreme Court. The complete justice power is linked to a cause or matter pending before the court. The Supreme Court of India came into existence on The 26th of January 1950. The 28th of January 1950. The 15th of August 1947. The 26th of November 1949. The 28th of January 1950. The Supreme Court was inaugurated on the 28th of January 1950, 2 days after the Constitution commenced. Article 136 may generally reach judgments or orders of only High Court, courts or tribunals in India, only Parliament, foreign courts automatically, courts or tribunals in India. Its language broadly covers courts and tribunals in the territory of India, subject to the constitutional exclusion. Are Supreme Court decrees and orders enforceable throughout India? No. Yes. Only in Delhi. Only after state ratification. Yes. Article 142 provides nationwide enforceability in the manner prescribed. Article 135 preserves certain jurisdiction previously exercisable by the Privy Council only. Federal Court, Election Commission, Council of States, Federal Court. Article 135 continues specified federal court jurisdiction under existing law. A removal address must be passed by each house in different sessions. The same session. A joint sitting. A state ratification session. The same session. Article 124 requires the address of each house to be presented in the same session. A court of record possesses inherent power to punish for election offences, contempt of itself, all civil disputes, breach of parliamentary privilege, contempt of itself. Article 129 expressly includes the power to punish for contempt of the Supreme Court. Which category is excluded from Article 136 by Clause 2? Consumer tribunals. Courts or tribunals under laws relating to the armed forces. Tax tribunals. Election tribunals. Courts or tribunals under laws relating to the armed forces. Article 136, 2, excludes decisions of courts or tribunals constituted under laws relating to the armed forces. Who issues the final order removing the Supreme Court judge? The Chief Justice of India. The President. The Prime Minister. The Speaker of Lok Sabha. The President. The President removes the judge after the required address by each house. Which dispute falls within the ordinary wording of Article 131? A private contract dispute between two citizens. A legal right dispute between two or more states. An election petition against an MP. A service dispute of a civil servant. A legal right dispute between two or more states. Article 131 includes qualifying disputes between two or more states. Here is the next question. Which case invalidated the 99th Amendment in the NJAC framework? Choose the correct answer from these options. Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association vs Union of India, 2015. Kesavananda Bharti vs. State of Kerala. Minerva Mills vs Union of India. L. Chandra Kumar vs Union of India. The correct answer is Supreme Court Advocates on Record Association vs Union of India, 2015. The 2015 NJAC judgment struck down the 99th Amendment in the NJAC Act. Answer this next question. Article 132 Appellate jurisdiction requires a certified substantial question concerning options. Interpretation of the Constitution. Only criminal sentencing. Only tax valuation. Election schedules. The correct answer is interpretation of the Constitution. The constitutional question must be substantial and involved in the case. Here is the next question. Can a retired judge be compelled to sit under Article 128? Choose the correct answer from these options. Yes. No. Only during an emergency. Only by Parliament. The correct answer is no. The retired judge's consent is necessary. Article 131 disputes must involve the existence or extent of a political convention, legal right, fundamental duty only, parliamentary privilege only, legal right. The original jurisdiction applies where a legal right is involved. Next question. After retirement, a former Supreme Court judge may plead or act. Choose the correct answer from these options. In any high court. Only in the Supreme Court. In no court or before any authority within India. Only before tribunals. The correct answer is in no court or before any authority within India. Article 124(7) bars a former Supreme Court judge from pleading or acting before any court or authority in India. Here is the next question. Can a private citizen directly invoke Article 131 against a state? Options. Yes. No. Only with presidential permission. Only in a tax case. The correct answer is no. Article 131 is confined to specified governmental parties, not private litigants. Now for the next question. Which law details the Controller and Auditor General's duties, powers and conditions of service? Here are the options. The Finance Commission Act, 1951. The Controller and Auditor General's duties, powers and conditions of service Act, 1971. The Audit Courts Act, 1965. The Public Accounts Act, 1985. The correct answer is the Controller and Auditor General's duties, powers and conditions of service Act, 1971. The 1971 Act gives detailed effect to Articles 148 and 149. Judicial review and judicial independence are commonly recognized as parts of the Finance Commission. The basic structure of the Constitution. The fourth schedule. The annual budget. The basic structure of the Constitution. Supreme Court doctrine treats these principles as basic constitutional features. May Parliament regulate the procedure for investigating judicial misbehavior or incapacity? No. Yes, by law. Only by constitutional amendment. Only through House rules without law. Yes, by law. Article 124(5) authorizes Parliament to regulate the investigation and presentation procedure by law. Let us move to the next question. What does Article 139 allow Parliament to confer on the Supreme Court? Choose the correct answer from these options. Power to issue specified writs for purposes beyond Article 32. Power to amend the Constitution. Power to remove judges. Power to pass money bills. The answer is power to issue specified writs for purposes beyond Article 32. Article 139 permits Parliament to extend writ powers beyond the purposes in Article 32. Here is the next question. Where is the form of oath for a Supreme Court judge found? Your options are Second Schedule, Third Schedule, Fourth Schedule, Fifth Schedule. The correct answer is Third Schedule. The Third Schedule contains the judicial oath or affirmation. Here is the next question. What circumstance supports appointment of an ad hoc judge under Article 127? Answer options. A lack of quorum of Supreme Court judges. A vacancy in Parliament. A presidential election dispute. A Finance Commission report. The answer is a lack of quorum of Supreme Court judges. Article 127 applies when the available Supreme Court judges are insufficient for a sitting or session. What first majority is required for removal of a Supreme Court judge? A simple majority. A majority of the total membership of the House. 3/4 of total membership. Unanimity. A majority of the total membership of the House. The removal motion must secure a majority of the total membership of each House. Who makes rules regulating Supreme Court practice and procedure under Article 145? Parliament alone. The Supreme Court with the President's approval. The Attorney General. The Controller and Auditor General. The Supreme Court with the President's approval. Article 145 empowers the court to make rules with presidential approval, subject to law. Now for the next question. Is Article 136 special leave an ordinary right of appeal in every case? Your options are: yes, no, it is a discretionary extraordinary jurisdiction. Only for state governments. Only for constitutional amendments. And the correct answer is no, it is a discretionary extraordinary jurisdiction. Special leave is an exceptional discretionary power, not a routine appeal as of right. Question number 60. Does Article 141 make every observation in a judgment equally binding as law? Options: yes, no, the binding rule is the law declared or ratio decidendi. Only dissenting opinions bind. Only facts bind. The answer is no, the binding rule is the law declared or ratio decidendi. The binding element is the legal principle necessary for the decision, not every passing observation. Now for the next question. Who may recognize a person as a distinguished jurist for Supreme Court appointment? Your options are: Parliament, the President, the Chief Justice of India alone, the Bar Council of India. And the correct answer is the President. Article 124 includes a person who is, in the President's opinion, a distinguished jurist. Next question. What is the presently operative system for recommending appointments to the Supreme Court? Your options are: election by Parliament, the Collegium system, the National Judicial Appointments Commission, selection by the Union Public Service Commission. The correct answer is the Collegium system. After the NJAC amendment was struck down, the earlier collegium-based appointment position revived. Question number 63. For an Article 133 certificate, the High Court must consider the question to be: your options are: of local interest only, of general importance and needing decision by the Supreme Court, already finally settled without doubt, purely administrative. And the correct answer is of general importance and needing decision by the Supreme Court. Both general importance and the need for Supreme Court decision are required. Here is the next question. Which constitutional amendment attempted to replace the Collegium with the National Judicial Appointments Commission? Choose the correct answer from these options. 97th Amendment, 99th Amendment, 100th Amendment, 101st Amendment. The correct answer is 99th Amendment. The 99th Amendment inserted the NJAC provisions. Question number 65. The Controller and Auditor General is removed in the same manner and on the same grounds as a. Choose the correct answer from these options. High Court Chief Justice appointed temporarily, Supreme Court Judge, Union Minister, Member of Parliament. The correct answer is Supreme Court Judge. Article 148 gives the Controller and Auditor General removal protection equivalent to that of a Supreme Court Judge. Who was the first woman appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court of India? Leela Seth, M. Fatima Bibi, Sajata Manohar, Ruma Pal. M. Fatima Bibi. Justice M. Fatima Bibi became the first woman judge of the Supreme Court in 1989. Let us move to the next question. Under Article 143, 1. The President may refer a question of law or fact that is options of public importance and expedient to obtain the court's opinion. A private family dispute already decided by a village council. Only a taxation question. The correct answer is of public importance and expedient to obtain the court's opinion. The reference must concern public importance and justify obtaining the court's opinion. Here is the next question. Who may request a High Court judge to sit as an ad hoc Supreme Court judge? Your options are the President alone, the Chief Justice of India with the required prior consent and consultation, the Attorney General, a state governor. The answer is the Chief Justice of India with the required prior consent and consultation. Article 127 assigns the request to the Chief Justice of India subject to the constitutional conditions. After leaving office, the Controller and Auditor General is eligible for further office under the Union or a state. Yes. No. Only as governor. Only as a minister. No. Article 148 bars further office under the Union or any state after the Controller and Auditor General ceases to hold office. Answer this next question. Who may request an eligible retired judge to sit in the Supreme Court under Article 128? Here are the options. The Prime Minister, the Chief Justice of India, the Lok Sabha Speaker, the Controller and Auditor General. The correct answer is the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice may request attendance with the President's prior consent and the retired judge's consent. Here is the next question. Can the Controller and Auditor General's salary or service rights ordinarily be varied to the Controller and Auditor General's disadvantage after appointment? Your options are yes, no, only by a state law, only after retirement. And the correct answer is no. Article 148 protects the Controller and Auditor General's salary in specified service conditions. Here is the next question. Is an advisory opinion under Article 143 identical to an ordinary binding judgment between litigating parties? Answer options. Yes. No. Only if Rajya Sabha approves. Only if every judge agrees. The correct answer is no. Advisory jurisdiction differs from ordinary adjudication and is consultative in character. Question number 73. Can the salary of a Supreme Court judge ordinarily be varied to the judge's disadvantage after appointment? Options. Yes, by executive order. No. Only by a state legislature. Only by the Chief Justice. And the correct answer is no. Article 125 protects judicial salary and specified rights from disadvantageous variation after appointment. Answer this next question. At least how many judges ordinarily sit for a case involving a substantial constitutional interpretation question? Options. 3, 5, 7, 9. The correct answer is 5. Article 145 requires a minimum bench of 5 judges for such cases and Article 143 references. Here is the next question. Which article allows a High Court to determine whether the certificate needed under Article 132 or 133 or 134 should be given? Choose the correct answer from these options. Article 134A, Article 135, Article 138, Article 140. The correct answer is Article 134A. Article 134A governs the certificate process. May the Supreme Court sit outside Delhi? Never. Yes, at a place appointed by the Chief Justice with the President's approval. Only after a constitutional amendment. Only during a national emergency. Yes, at a place appointed by the Chief Justice with the President's approval. Article 130 permits another place or places with presidential approval. Which statement best distinguishes Articles 32 and 139? Article 32 itself guarantees fundamental rights enforcement. Article 139 allows Parliament to confer additional writ powers. Both concern judicial salaries. Article 139 repeals Article 32. Article 32 applies only to the Controller and Auditor General. Article 32 itself guarantees fundamental rights enforcement. Article 139 allows Parliament to confer additional writ powers. The two provisions differ in constitutional source, purpose and method of conferral. Which statement correctly compares Articles 127 and 128? Both concern elected judges. Article 127 concerns serving High Court judges. Article 128 concerns eligible retired judges. Article 127 concerns Controller and Auditor General reports. Article 128 concerns writs. Both require a joint sitting of Parliament. Article 127 concerns serving High Court judges. Article 128 concerns eligible retired judges. The two provisions meet temporary judicial needs through different categories of judges. Next question. Which statement correctly contrasts Articles 131 and 136? Your options are: both are only advisory. Article 131 is specified original federal jurisdiction. Article 136 is discretionary special appellate jurisdiction. Article 131 concerns review. Article 136 concerns court staff. Both exclude all tribunals. The correct answer is Article 131 is specified original federal jurisdiction. Article 136 is discretionary special appellate jurisdiction. The articles operate at different stages and for different kinds of disputes. Answer this next question. May a Supreme Court judge deliver a dissenting judgment? Here are the options. No. Yes. Only with presidential permission. Only in civil cases. The correct answer is yes. Article 145 expressly preserves the right of a non-concurring judge to deliver a dissent. Question number 81. The independence of the judiciary is supported by which combination? Here are the options. Secure tenure, protected service conditions and difficult removal. Annual executive reappointment and removable salaries. Party nomination and open voting. Control of judgments by Parliament. The correct answer is secure tenure, protected service conditions and difficult removal. Security of tenure, protected conditions and a demanding removal process are core safeguards. Next question. Article 139A permits transfer when cases in different courts involve. Here are the options. Identical parties only. The same or substantially the same important questions of law. Only criminal evidence disputes. Only financial grants. The correct answer is the same or substantially the same important questions of law. The transfer power promotes authoritative resolution of common substantial legal questions. Here is the next question. A Controller and Auditor General report relating to a state is submitted to THE. Answer options. Chief Minister for final approval. Governor, who causes it to be laid before the state legislature. President for laying before Parliament. State High Court. The correct answer is Governor, who causes it to be laid before the state legislature. Article 151, 2, requires state reports to go to the governor for laying before the state legislature. Now for the next question. Which provision defines specified expressions for interpreting the Union Judiciary Chapter? Choose the correct answer from these options. Article 145. Article 146. Article 147. Article 148. The answer is Article 147. Article 147 supplies interpretation for terms used in the chapter. Let us move to the next question. A Controller and Auditor General report relating to union accounts is submitted to THE. Choose the correct answer from these options. Prime Minister, who sends it to the Supreme Court. President, who causes it to be laid before each House of Parliament. Lok Sabha Speaker alone. Finance Commission. The answer is President, who causes it to be laid before each House of Parliament. Article 151, 1, connects Union audit reports with the President and both Houses of Parliament. Answer this next question. While sitting as an ad hoc judge, a High Court judge has options. Only advisory status. The jurisdiction, powers and privileges of a Supreme Court judge. No power to vote in decisions. Only administrative functions. The answer is the jurisdiction, powers and privileges of a Supreme Court judge. Article 127 gives the ad hoc judge the powers, jurisdiction and privileges of a Supreme Court judge while attending. Who may act under Article 139A to transfer qualifying cases to itself? The President. The Supreme Court. Parliament. The Controller and Auditor General. The Supreme Court. The Supreme Court may withdraw such cases and decide the common legal questions. Under Article 150, who prescribes the form of union and state accounts? The Controller and Auditor General acting alone. The President on the advice of the Controller and Auditor General. Parliament by annual resolution. The Finance Commission. The President on the advice of the Controller and Auditor General. The President prescribes the form of accounts on the Controller and Auditor General's advice. Under Article 145, a Supreme Court judgment must have the concurrence of every judge appointed to the court. A majority of the judges present at the hearing. The President. Both Houses of Parliament. A majority of the judges present at the hearing. Article 145, 5, requires concurrence of a majority of the judges present at the hearing. Which feature most directly protects a Supreme Court judge from ordinary political removal? Appointment for a one-year term. The Special Parliamentary Removal Procedure. Control by the Law Ministry. Annual confirmation by Lok Sabha. The Special Parliamentary Removal Procedure. Removal requires constitutionally specified grounds and special majorities in both houses. Under Article 138, 2, further jurisdiction may be conferred through a special agreement between the Union Government and a state government, followed by parliamentary law. Two private parties. The Supreme Court and Parliament. The President and the Controller and Auditor General. The Union Government and a state government, followed by parliamentary law. The Constitution contemplates such an agreement and enabling parliamentary legislation. Now for the next question. Which statement best explains why the Supreme Court's administrative expenses support judicial independence? Here are the options. They are voted annually as demands for grants. They are charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. They are paid by state governments. They depend on court fees alone. The correct answer is they are charged on the Consolidated Fund of India. Article 146 charges the court's administrative expenses on the Consolidated Fund, reducing ordinary voting control. Which article allows Parliament to enlarge the Supreme Court's jurisdiction regarding Union List matters? Article 138. Article 139. Article 140. Article 141. Article 138. Article 138 permits enlargement by parliamentary law in the stated fields. Which combination correctly states the parliamentary majorities for removal of a Supreme Court judge? Simple majority plus state ratification. Total membership majority plus 2/3 present and voting in each house. 2/3 total membership in a joint sitting. Unanimous approval of both houses. Total membership majority plus 2/3 present and voting in each house. Both constitutional majority requirements must be met separately in each house. Question number 95. Which article empowers Parliament to confer supplemental powers needed for effective Supreme Court jurisdiction? Options. Article 139. Article 140. Article 141. Article 144. The correct answer is Article 140. Article 140 concerns ancillary powers consistent with the Constitution. Answer this next question. Which statement correctly distinguishes the printed constitutional text from the operative legal position on judicial appointments? Options. Printed articles 124A to 124C alone determine current appointments. The operative position must account for the Supreme Court judgment invalidating the NJAC amendment. Court judgments cannot affect constitutional amendments. The President now appoints judges without any recommendation process. The correct answer is the operative position must account for the Supreme Court judgment invalidating the NJAC amendment. The text must be read together with the binding judgment that invalidated the NJAC provisions and restored the collegium framework. Here is the next question. A High Court certificate under Article 132 is linked to a substantial constitutional question arising in. Here are the options. Only civil cases. Only criminal cases. Civil, criminal or other proceedings. Only advisory references. The correct answer is civil, criminal or other proceedings. Article 132 applies broadly to qualifying judgments, decrees or final orders in civil, criminal or other proceedings. Let us move to the next question. When a constitutional amendment establishing the NJAC was struck down, which appointment framework was treated as revived? Options. Direct election of judges. The pre-amendment collegium framework. Appointment by a parliamentary committee. Appointment by state governments. The correct answer is the pre-amendment collegium framework. Invalidation of the NJAC amendment restored the position that existed before that amendment. Article 142 may supplement existing law to achieve complete justice, but it is not ordinarily understood as a power to pass effective orders in a pending case, ignore substantive statutory prohibitions without constitutional justification, enforce its decrees nationally, address procedural gaps, ignore substantive statutory prohibitions without constitutional justification. Complete justice is broad but remains a constitutional judicial power, not an unrestricted power to replace substantive law. Answer this next question. The official printed constitution may display articles 124A to 124C, but their present operative status is that they. Here are the options. Constitute the functioning NJAC. Remain non-operative after being struck down by the Supreme Court. Apply only to High Court transfers. Were converted into ordinary legislation. And the correct answer is remain non-operative after being struck down by the Supreme Court. The provisions appear in some printed constitutional texts with explanatory footnotes, but the NJAC amendment was judicially invalidated. Excellent work. You have completed all 100 questions in Indian Constitution Quiz Part 6 on the Supreme Court, Union Judiciary, and the Controller and Auditor General. Thank you for watching Bright Quiz Play. Subscribe for more Constitution quizzes. Thank you.